Hello everybody, this is Crosley Bluebird radio reproduction, which I've just assembled. Here's the case, and as you can see, went ahead and disassembled everything. What I'm going to do is separate this, the plastic chrome bezel, and then I'm going to sand all this down, including the on-off, and repaint it or replate this. There's different techniques I can do to get this more realistic, and basically it's just sticky tape that holds it in place, and some of the little screw holes here in the back. And then I'll have a new dial made that's more realistic. Here's the case. And this is where this CD went into. So I'm going to take a piece of wood, cut it to fit in here. Then I'm going to glue another piece into here, this exact cutout to there. Fill it in, sand it, and repaint this panel here. Or repaint the whole thing, depends on how I feel. So it matches. The original speaker actually sat here. I'll just have to leave that alone. I don't have to do. The knobs, I can pretty well leave them alone. And you know, they're chrome. They're a little bit different shape than the original, but it'll do. At least a bit more realistic. And here's the actual working innards of the radio. The transformer. There's a dial. As you can see, it's not nearly like the original one. So I do have a excellent photo of one. So what I'm going to do is print that out. You need to pull this off or slice it and then stick it on there, so that at least that'll look better than that. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about the radio. I mean, it works okay. One thing I did notice is when they assemble it, they put masking tape on the shaft. I don't know why. I guess it's too loose. So I'll have to look into that. At least they're metal shafts. Brass down here. Good for the tuning. That seems to work all right. Plays pretty decent for a cheapo radio. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it does the job. I mean, it's more to look at than anything else. Here's my other couple of radios here. I got more of them in different locations, but this is my project for the time being. So that should be pretty good when it's done. So what I'll do is step by step, I'll show you guys what I'm doing to make this more of a presentable radio. And, oh, the other thing that's very important, let me show you before I forget, is the feet on these things. Here's the little feet. That is inaccurate on the reproduction, is they're too far apart. You know, they go in these slots. They're basically just hot glued into place. So you just pull them off. But they actually need to be more in. Instead of so far out, actually need to go right about there. Be more realistic and a little bit more down. And another thing is it needs to be a little bit higher. So I'm going to put in a little rubber foot here, about 1/4 inch. That should bring it up to a more appropriate angle. And let's see, that's about where it should go. So when it sits on there, because on this Crosley reproduction, they're more like that. Give you an idea. And on the real one, it actually should intersect here, right about there. And then, of course, they need to be black, but yeah, that's more realistic. And then they're slightly smaller, but then that'll have to do. And that's how it should be. Yeah, painted black, they should look a little bit smaller, but I think the original ones are slightly smaller diameter. But that's it for this part of the video. And if you have any questions, just shoot me an email.